This college basketball picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBet. WynnBet is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. For boosted same game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBet has what you need to win. Sign up today, bet 100, get 100 at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. State restrictions apply.
This is Clay Harbor. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Long, Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Don't worry, your full support structure is here. Myself and Mr. Colby Dant, aka Pick Dundee. He's from the land down under, you know, Sean.
Joining us, the artist formerly known as the Database, Colby Dant, aka Pick Dundee.
Happy Valentine's Day, Sean.
Oh, 1 day early. Thank you.
That's I didn't even think that could be why Sean was sad today. I didn't think. Maybe you know, his favorite restaurant was all booked up. Didn't survive the pandemic. I don't know.
I agree with Colby. Football sucks. Get rid of football. We're here to talk college basketball. Got a pretty good slate coming off again. Kramer on a nice 9-4 last week, or last time we did an episode, hitting both locks and your dog. Lock percentage 53%. I'm still, I was above 500, still 53% locks. Colby, 65% of your locks, 44% of your dogs. Nice little hit there.
Sean, just imagine what's going to happen when my lasers are fully calibrated for college basketball.
I'm excited. Tough week for the Discord. 2-4.
Oh, suck it, Discord. Well, I mean, they deserve that. They had that coming ever since they started coming after us. Which, by the way, the heater in college basketball nicely correlated to the little playoff NFL heater I went on. So, shout out to me. I appreciate all the love, peace and love. Kramer gang, we're back.
Oh yeah, college basketball gonna go full steam ahead from here until March Madness. March Madness right around the corner. Perfect time to sign up over at WynnBet, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet, where you can bet 100, get 100. State restrictions apply. Again, so live betting, they got it all. Spin that parlay wheel. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions at WynnBet.com. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where play through WynnBet is available. If you're someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Yes. We just going right into it. Anything we want to touch on?
What else do you want to talk about?
Well, there's some stuff that happened while we were gone. I don't know if we want to talk about any of some college basketball programs deciding to not play college basketball anymore.
Yeah, what happened to New Mexico State? Colby, did the entire
little dust up?
Did the entire coaching staff get arrested?
I guess it's still a little vague, but I know hazing has now been a thing about a
first
player.
Of all, you read between the lines. The entire basketball operations, not just they didn't say coaching staff. They said the entire college basketball operations has been suspended or put on administrative leave.
And this is a brand new coach too, year one of his program.
Clearly, he sold them a bill of goods that isn't quite turning up on time. This is
the same team that was involved in like
hiding the murder weapon.
Yeah, it's funny that they didn't cancel the season for hiding a murder weapon, but some guys,
that's culture building.
Yeah, some guys get out a paddle and spank each other's asses, play grab ass in the shower with some towel snapping, and all of a sudden you got to cancel the season.
I think it's probably maybe a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I mean they haven't the way that they announced it. Some of the terms they use, I feel like it was actually I don't know. I'm curious to find out.
You could be right.
False imprisonment, harassment, and criminal sexual contact made against 3 members. Well, I don't know.
I will say
maybe hazing's got a little different.
Coach is okay with that. Look, if you're that is kind of nothing if you're willing to hide the murder weapon. You know what I mean? Like he probably came into the gym, saw that, goes, okay. I've hid the murder weapon already. You know, it's a pending in a murder case.
Was hiding the murder weapon part of the hazing? Yo, freshman, get rid of this.
Let's think about this for a second, because I remember vividly the day that I found out that the Virginia Tech rugby team had been put in probation for quote falsely imprisoned. So basically, they locked a couple freshmen in a closet and wouldn't let them out until the handle of whatever shitty bourbon was empty.
That's wrong though.
So again, this was college.
I thought that was standard at college.
When I went to college, we called this college, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Doesn't every fraternity do that?
But for that case, and I wish I had the document in front of me, they listed things like imprisonment, and so obviously I don't remember there being any sexual part of it. So maybe this one just had like a dick on the shoulder or something along those lines. Maybe worse, but the entire basketball program was basically put in timeout.
Well, I mean, between that and the murder case, where like the article that I read, now I was surprised that story didn't get more traction, because I'm like, wait, this is a scenario here where they eluded the police. The article I read said that they were like not answering the phone from the police, and then they dip out in the bus earlier than they were supposed to. And then,
were they also involved in the hazing?
If you ever watch a Forensic Files or a TV crime show, when they say don't leave town, what happens when the guy leaves town? Never good when you leave town.
Yeah, and then they get a search warrant for the whole entire, what was it, like a Jolly Roger or some shit. We said it on the show. I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
And then they find it between 2 towels, hidden in the bathroom, and you're like, I don't know how that wasn't like the first thing on Sports Center. That's a fucking crazy ass story.
So it's 2023, right? It's much like this is much more important to people. So like a dick being in an inappropriate place,
than a murder.
and some people being forced, someone being forced to do something they didn't want to do, is way worse than killing someone in 2023.
Yeah, that's right.
Just
another one of the basketball murders.
Sean or Colby, dead people don't have feelings.
They're not active on social media.
That's why it's more important. All right, that concludes.
Make an interesting case.
Anything else happen in college basketball before we start picking some?
Oh man, I mean, I probably should have showed you guys this before the episode, but wow! First off, we had a good fight in the UC Santa Barbara. UC Davis game that was very entertaining. There was a guy, there was a fan there in Santa Barbara with like one of those old like big Bobby Bowden hats, the block from the sun, who was jumping up and down enjoying it. It's a great watch. That, and then the ending of the Virginia Duke game was
see that. I caught that.
And Patty C, I think, said it best on our show when he
refs
said
are terrorists, right?
Well, he said for years they would get that call with Coach K. Now we got the historic coach with Tony Bennett, and they got John Shire. No one knows his name, right? And we get the call now. So I think that was. I'm personally shocked. Coach K has not come back yet. So Duke got hosed.
Yeah, he's coming back.
I think going forward, we're gonna open the show with a Coach K return segment.
Where's Coach K on his journey?
You can produce the segment, but we're talking about it every week. John Shire, going down to the Shire.
John Shireman.
Isn't that where the leprechauns get high? Down in the Shire.
Sounds like something in Braveheart. Go see John Shireman.
Oh, the Scottish. Right? Sorry, I don't mean to be offensive. All right, let's talk college basketball. Tuesday, February 14th. 4 p.m. on the West Coast. We're heading to Providence because that's where Ed Cooley is the head coach and where Colby's heart resides. Creighton. They're coming to town. Providence.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Providence laying a point. I will say this Creighton team's pretty good.
When they're healthy, they kick ass.
This might be the best game on the slate.
This is actually. If you're Providence and you win this, there's a strong chance you can win the whole Big East because you don't have many tough away games. I think besides this, you only have one real. I think it's at Georgetown and at UConn. You already beat UConn once, so if you win this game, they have the easiest remaining of the top teams. They're a game and a half out of first, but Creighton's ahead of them. Xavier and Marquette also ahead of them, but they also Xavier has to come to Providence. I think Marquette's got a few more challenging games too.
Providence is a tough out at home. 14th in the nation, home team rebounding.
Dude, they haven't lost a home game.
They
haven't lost a home game in like since fucking COVID.
Since we all as a show fell in love with Ed Cooley, they just take care of business at home. I don't have any sort of. I don't think Cousin Mush will be in the building. It's a weeknight game.
Well, Creighton also horrible offensive rebounding percentage, 254th in the nation. Are you kidding me? Going up against Providence, like, I mean, this Providence team is just really good. I mean, I get it. Creighton's also good, but they're just. I feel like they're kind of a different team on the road.
I agree. Look, they've won 8 straight. I think it comes crashing down at the dunk. Give me.
It's a strength on strength though. Like Providence is running into the teeth of the Creighton defense, and so. I do think this is Creighton's fucking good. Give me, you know what? Let's take an upset here. I know I just was screaming at you on.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Well, as Sean and I were walking out on the tarmac to our jet to fly to Arizona and do Super Bowl.
Flex it.
Oh, that wasn't meant to be a flex. But as we were doing that, I was like, man, the Big East basketball is so easy. You just take the home team. And here I am, not even listening to myself.
That's a lot of all of college basketball, but yes.
Big East specifically. You know what? Give me Michael Creighton. Shocker here. Ed Cooley needs this. You know why? Because he needs that loss to get up his team's ass at home here.
It happens on the road at Georgetown.
Okay.
It doesn't happen here.
Oh no.
Wait, what? Also, a Georgetown player left the country and just completely.
What did just quit the team? How am I not familiar with this article with this storyline?
I don't know. Too busy watching the Super Bowl. Maybe?
Then again, I'm not super dialed into Georgetown hoops anymore.
I mean,
I thought it was Georgetown.
Ever since Victor Page.
What a great reference, because Victor Page for a little bit, Georgetown fans thought he was Allen Iverson 2.0.
No, he was a baller. He was a fucking baller.
But to think he was at that level. He peaked in college. It's fine. All right, so I will rob the Discord of a winning pick, and I will take it for myself with Creighton on the road in Providence. It sounds horrible when I say it out loud.
You're crazy, Ryan.
I know, but I like, sometimes matchups can be about X's and O's, and
Jimmy's and Joe's.
Well, I think X's and O's plus Jimmy's and Joe's gives me the edge to Creighton still. Home court is the only edge Providence has. All right, another 4 p.m. tip on the West Coast. We're heading to State College. Sean, Penn State short dog against Illinois. Illinois laying a point. Should point out these are projected lines. We're doing the show a little earlier. If you're watching live, shout out to the YouTube chat. We're doing a little earlier, so the openers have not come out yet. These are projections. So shout out to us. You can reflect on how good we are at making college basketball lines, or you can make fun of us when we're way off. Illinois laying a point here. I mean, so if I look at this in terms of just who's a better, like just team A versus team B, Illinois by 1 million.
Yeah, well, Penn State's been fading down the stretch. They've only won 3 of their last 10, lost 4 straight, including home. They lost at Nebraska. They lost home in overtime to Wisconsin.
Why does this number stink?
It does stink a little bit. But
Courtney Love, right?
If Penn State wants any chance of finding themselves back in the mix to the NCAA tournament, they got to start winning some games here. Because they've moved way on the outside here. They got to get their shit together.
They just got to hit their shots. That's all. Penn State, every Penn State game comes down to that, right?
Penn State won the last matchup by 15 against the Illini. So,
you think it's just a matchup problem?
Give me Penn State. I just feel like they're due. They're due to get a dub.
Yeah, it's the first time they're a home dog this year, I think, and they can still hit the 3 ball pretty well.
Don't be surprised if Penn. I think. Part of the reason we made this Illinois projected line of -1 is that Colby and I we have a hard time seeing Penn State being favored here.
Especially they've been playing like ass lately. So meanwhile, Illinois is 8-2 in their last 10.
But the stinkiness of the spread does leave me a little concerned. That being said, I can't.
Penn State's offensive rebounding is horrific. I don't know how they are. How are they dead last in the country in offensive rebounding? The good news is they're at home. They can still hit the 3 ball.
And they rarely turn the ball over.
Yeah, they play clean basketball. They just have to have their shots fall. And if they're at home, I think that is the difference. So I'm taking Penn State.
All right.
Little Quizno special.
Oh yeah, come on. Not gonna fade. Kramer, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm just going to continue to be different than you guys. Give me Illinois. Give me the road team. Give me the better team. I think the 3-point shots don't fall. Penn State loses. And sorry, is the Quiznos in question still there?
Quiznos still alive and well. Yeah. I was a groundbreaking person there. I was one of the day one employees at the Quiznos.
Some of the younger folks probably don't know this, but back then when Quiznos first showed up on the scene, they were the only place with a toaster.
Well, I thought it was Green's invention. He's like, guys, why don't we just run this thing through the toaster?
What if we had a toaster that was like a conveyor belt?
And then Subway started toasting their subs. It was bullshit.
Yeah, Subway was like, wait,
it's an arms race for
you guys want a toaster? We can get a toaster too. Like Quiznos was leaning into the idea that they were the only place that could make a hot sub for a long time. All right, and by the way, shout out to Subway for making a very bold adult decision of sliced. They will no longer, Sean, be selling sandwiches made from pre-sliced meat. They will be slicing meat on premises. So
Subway?
Subway, which means
come on, that is
lawsuit with finger in turkey sandwich.
I just remember downtown LA stumbling trying to find my card, probably 4 a.m. and I go past a Subway and there's like 16 rats in there after hours.
There's a lot of places a lot of places have to be closed for Subway to be the option. Missouri heads to Auburn for another 4 p.m. tip here on the West Coast in beautiful Auburn, Alabama. The jungle, I think Colby would tell you, 7 p.m. local time will be lit. Auburn laying 6 here. I've not so quietly had a little love affair with this Missouri team.
Did you catch the game on Saturday?
Year. I saw the highlights. Colby.
Oh my God, what a fucking game!
I'm so in love with this Missouri team. Their school's like YouTube page with their highlights is officially in the recommendation engine right next to the Virginia Tech ones.
I mean, this is I'm with you. I like Missouri as a team, but this is the perfect time to fade them, right? Massive upset, taking down Tennessee. Now you're on the road again against Auburn. This is textbook letdown spot. I mean, this is college basketball handicapping 101. You always fade. I mean, if they were at home, they would have stormed the court against Tennessee. It's essentially one of those wins for Missouri. Perfect time to fade them on the road. And Missouri's defense has issues.
We need to.
Their offense is playing really well, but I don't trust that defense to cover 6.
I'm going to take a shot on it just because Auburn's been, I think, a little bit of fool's gold. I know the jungle's lit, but their guard play hasn't been very elite this year. I think Missouri can hang within the 6.
What does Missouri have? Why do we love them so much for March? They got awesome. I mean, they have
Kobe Brown's a fucking beast.
Their offense is really good.
Well, I know it's when you look at the guards,
DeAndre Golston,
you look at the guys. Actually, look at the whole fucking team, but you look at the guys handling the ball, seniors. You look at the starting lineup they've been rolling out there lately, seniors.
They hit their free throws, play a clean game. This is just such a letdown spot for them. Back-to-back road spot after you beat Tennessee.
Do they
in dramatic fashion?
Were up on Tennessee the whole game.
Can I ask a dumb question, Colby?
Like it wasn't like they stole. I mean, yes, they stole that win by hitting a crazy shot, but I'm saying for like 90% of that game, they were in control of that game.
All right, I'm answering my own question here. There's only one player in the entire rotation for Missouri that's not a senior or junior, and they have 2 juniors in the rotation and 1 freshman. The rest of the team is seniors.
Great.
Fucking love this.
Great
team.
job by Dennis Gates. Yeah.
What if this is just the start of a great regular season run that fucking spoils our ability to get them at a nice price in the tournament because
you almost want them to lose some of these games, Ryan, so we can find some value.
I like them in this
conference tournament.
I'm with Colby. I don't feel like it's taking a stab. I like this spot here.
It's just a massive.
We've seen
spot.
Auburn. We've seen Auburn lay some eggs before. And I would even damn, they have Vanderbilt on deck. That's no one's.
They're hot right now. Vanderbilt's red hot. Just won at the Swamp. Beat Tennessee the game before.
Is that why the floor is elevated? It's going to raise the roof.
Yeah, they're raising the Jerry Stackhouse is raising the roof.
They got it wrong. They it's not raise the floor.
Do you think Jerry Stackhouse is from Mars?
Possibly.
Him or Sam Cassell?
Martian vibes. Oh, Sam Cassell's obviously an alien.
Yeah. He's in Starship Troopers. Like.
Wow.
I saw Sam Cassell in Starship Troopers.
You got blown up, right? NC State heads to Syracuse, New York. Colby putting this on the sheet just because he knew it would make Sean happy on this this Black Monday. 4 p.m. on the West Coast. NC State laying 2 here. What's the status check on Syracuse? Are we still?
Well, Jim Boeheim's still saying ridiculous things, retracting them a couple days later.
Is he retiring this year?
He should. I
heard a hilarious conspiracy theory. All these old coaches are they're all going away, and they're all gonna come back on one team, super team, super old team. Coach K, Jim Boeheim, the Villanova coach.
What team would that be?
Oh, I don't know. Probably like one of those teams you just make up, or like a rich ass private school.
Grand Canyon University.
The dry heat
Liberty.
of the desert. It's good for their bones. Gambling's legal out there. They can get some good partnerships. All right.
Syracuse as a home dog. There's nothing more. There's nothing more to say.
Is it a system play?
I love Syracuse as a home
I'll buy
dog.
into this one too because I think NC State's a little bit. It's NC State. They're pussies too. Let's be honest. They're playing good ball this year, but it's a back-to-back road for them. They were at BC in that sleepy Chestnut Hill environment. Now they head to Syracuse. They probably did go home, I would think. But
Syracuse though, back-to-back wins. Beating up on Boston College, Florida State. Good spot for them here at home against NC State.
Can we get someone on the bracketology team to do a little deep dive? I need to understand the impact of these Saturday, Tuesday back-to-back road spots. Because it almost feels like it could, like, I know there's days in between. I understand Sunday and Monday exist. Obviously, NFL fan, but there is something to it when both games.
Do we also think this could be a look ahead spot for NC State? They have UNC at home.
They would never
Sunday.
look ahead to UNC.
yeah, especially this year with blood in the water. I think it is. Give me the Qs. And the ACC sucks ass this year, so like everyone's capable of beating everyone.
Yeah.
So give me the Qs at home.
All right, I'm with you. Discord gets a pick.
Really?
Oh,
I mean, this is the game. These are games Syracuse wins.
You just casually
it's post football. Boeheim starts getting dialed in. This is when you hop on the Syracuse bandwagon.
Yeah, and you casually.
They're going to make a run in the ACC tournament. They're going to be in that whatever that the first 4.
And Boeheim's complaining that their players only make $20,000. Right? Shame on Miami. Hey, buddy, you're Syracuse. You got Bob Costas and Mike Tirico.
Bob Costas, he doesn't have any money left after all the pink eye treatment.
Go get some of that.
Let him dry.
Go get some of that Donovan McNabb money. All right, you did a lot of those Campbell Chunky Soup commercials. All right,
Donovan McNabb looks like he's been I don't know, his post career workouts haven't really been.
It's
doing
interesting.
Much, he's a big boy now.
Most of those guys they shrink. Especially if they're larger.
If you're a lineman, you shrink. If you're a skilled player, you balloon up. I mean, look at Barry Sanders. You look like a jolly old man.
Yeah, I mean it's been a little while. He's been retired for a while.
He's like 20 years.
I don't really like
game,
you talking bad about Barry Sanders. Maybe the stuff that happened, the stuff we see in there, Sean. Maybe we keep that to ourselves next time.
Keep it in the locker room.
It was funny when a random guy just pops out in the media row and he goes, "Hey, you guys seen Donovan McNabb walking by here?" It's like, no, I haven't. Sorry. So Sean just casually stomped on the fact that not only is it a look ahead to the NC or the UNC game, but it's UNC, Wake, Clemson, Duke. Like certainly they're looking at that as like, oh, okay,
now we get serious.
Stretch.
This is a perfect. This is Syracuse ball 101. This is when they win those games.
You get one, Discord. We're letting you play today. All right. That's the end of the 4 p.m. slate. Let's head over to the 5 p.m. tip. We're heading to where does Villanova play?
What is that? Sean, you're from Pennsylvania. Bryn Mawr.
Bryn Mawr.
Bryn Mawr. Why did I think Villanova was in Philly?
I thought it was in Philly too. I used to play a lot of games at the Spectrum or whatever they call that shit now, the Wells Fargo Arena or some shit like that.
I've never associated Villanova with somewhere that wasn't Philly. Am I wrong?
They play at both stadiums still. They'll still play a couple games.
Is the University Villanova not in Philly?
No, it is.
Oh,
Well, I don't know. This is what ESPN told me.
Sean's Philly knowledge is put to the test as we break down this game. Butler heads to town where Villanova's laying 6.5.
I mean, it's a part of the city.
So it's a neighborhood in Philly.
I guess it's like Georgetown, DC.
Yeah,
is that
probably.
okay?
So Bryn Mawr is a neighborhood within Philly where Villanova resides, and they'll be hosting Butler, where Butler coming off a nice win against Xavier. Villanova laying 6.5 in this one.
Couple nice wins. I mean, Butler's showing some signs of life. I thought this team was a lot better.
Are they the best team in Indiana?
No, but I'll say this:
Sorry.
like they're getting healthier, and that's a big. I had they been healthy all year, I think their record would be a lot better.
That's fair.
They didn't start the same five, like I feel like until like January, and then even with that, right after that happened, then went back to being injured. So I think they can. Man, 6.5 though. I feel like Nova's.
Is that a big number?
I feel like Nova's playing better ball too. And Chuck Harris is a game time decision. The guard for Butler, that's a big one. I know they were without him the other night, but I'm gonna take Nova. I think.
Can you play the X-Files music, please? All right, things have gotten even crazier. I'm on the Wikipedia page for Villanova right now, and apparently the university's in a town called Villanova.
It's a township.
Yeah, that's not that means it's separate than the city of Philadelphia. I grew up in a township.
Okay.
So it's not in Philly. Oh, all right.
I mean, it's in Philly.
But the basketball stadium's on campus, but it's not in Villanova.
Philly.
Figure that out.
Philly people aren't known for their knowledge of geography. I'll say it's probably close enough. I mean, I see my instincts here say take Villanova because of Butler coming off a nice couple wins, now taking back to the road.
I'm gonna take Nova.
It's a lot of points. Yeah. I think I'm back on my road. I mean,
Nova has just so good at free throws. They don't turn the ball over. I think they can close out this Butler team. And Butler again, horrific in offensive rebounding percentage, which is one of Villanova's, one of their weaknesses. So I think, I mean, Villanova at home, the 6.5 kind of does scare me.
Yeah, I wouldn't go much higher if this thing.
Well, again, I wonder where this was a number that I forget if you thought it should have been a little smaller or larger, but we were a little off of the data nerds, and so I'll be curious.
I mean, also too, I just think getting that outright win against Xavier, they were like 7.5 point dogs. When in doubt, take the situational spot. Them fading them off a big win. So yeah, give me Nova minus 6.5.
Villanova is a suburb of Philadelphia, according to the Wikipedia.
What about what about Bryn Mawr?
Bryn Mawr.
Yeah, they're all suburbs. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Because typically you wouldn't say a suburb is in the city. You wouldn't say like I grew up in a suburb.
Like Arlington, Virginia is a suburb.
It's not DC.
Yeah,
that's all.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty clear thing. So Villanova is not in the city of Philadelphia. We've solved the problem. 6 p.m. Logan, Utah. Air Force heading to town against Utah State. No need to talk about elevation in this one. Utah State minus 10.
Air Force coming off a huge win against New Mexico. Utah State's lost 2 in a row. San Diego State in Logan in a classic, and then at San Jose State. I think it's a get right spot for the Aggies. I think they roll. I think they're on the outside of the bubble now with that loss against San Jose State.
Are we worried that we made this number a little too low?
I don't know.
Give me Air Force in the points. I mean, Air Force is again. You want to talk about elevation in Logan, Utah? The Cadets can handle that.
I literally said we don't need to talk about elevation.
Why?
Because everyone's elevation. Everyone's a standard elevation guy.
Well, I'm saying Logan, Utah, normally that gives them more of a home court advantage. Not the case when they play Air Force. Air Force also 23rd in the nation, effective field goal percentage, good from the 2 and the 3. Utah State #1 in the country with the 3 ball. That being said, this is just too many points to give an Air Force offense that can fill it up.
How do you pronounce this guy's name, Colby? Is it Hyde Breeder?
I think it's Hyde Brider.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna.
I mean, possibly a letdown spot against after their nice win over New Mexico, but
that's the problem, buddy.
Yeah,
Camden Vanderswag.
Yeah,
these names are great.
And you're gonna come in to Logan.
Yeah, lay
this
the
place
points.
will be rocking. There'll probably be 10,000 racist comments going on. Yeah.
Full disclosure. Oh man,
So you're siding with the racists. All right.
Well,
good to know.
look, racism pays too, Sean. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
I think there's
Hot take.
Well, I think it's a objective thing to say that places that are truly racist might have a bigger home court.
last time I checked, Harvey Weinstein's
it's a
bank
good
account
thing.
was pretty fire.
Listen, if you've ever been to Utah, it's a different kind of like Sean is a Caucasian.
Yeah.
Colby Caucasian.
It's like the alien. There's the alien Caucasian in Utah.
I'm 3/4 Caucasian, quarter Sicilian, and these. Like Utah, they're translucent. It's like a different level of Caucasian, and so I could see how the statement you made is accurate. Now, why it would impact Air Force drastically, I don't know.
I mean, come on.
Great,
Yeah.
they love the military
If
too.
anything,
That's true. They're
it's
probably-
gonna fire
yeah.
up Air Force. You hurling that trash at our teammates.
Well,
about to drain some shots on you.
What would fire up Air Force is any other branch in the military calling them soft ass fly
Jerry
boys.
Jones is pretty rich, right?
Air
I mean,
Force
come on.
also Air Force is just dialed in, laser focused, taking down Chinese balloons left and right.
That's true. Was anyone? Do we have?
What's the other one? What's the other one that went over
hold
the
on,
lake?
because
right?
I did hear that Camden Vanderswag was involved in the takedown of the balloon.
Kevin Vanderswag.
How do you not take Air Force getting double digits though? This team is good as
I'll tell you how. You say Utah laying the points. I do think this. I have a suspicion we may have shortchanged you on the dog you're going to get in this one, Sean. And for that reason, I'm going to take Utah State. I'm with Colby. I think, as he always says, they keep a great program up there in Logan.
They do, and that place is rocking. Look, and that doesn't mean if you're
Right.
a Utah State fan out there, that does not mean you're racist. All I'm saying is San Diego State, for a couple of years, has said when they played in Logan, they've been called some terrible things.
Yeah, no, not surprising. I'm just saying that racism is one of those things that could potentially cause people to actually get off their game, and that's why.
But racism does pay. Look at Jerry Jones. He was out there with that sign. He's like one of the richest fucking men in America.
Well,
all right.
I mean, that was a good thing he wasn't in college in the 2020.
If so,
2022.
I don't know.
Give me Utah
Maybe he
State.
could go to Utah State right now.
Oh, he'd be welcomed with open arms. Maybe that's where his ashes will go.
Before we get to the second half of the games, shout out to Underdog Fantasy. That's right, Underdog Fantasy. They are back better than ever. It is officially best ball season. They got their big board up so you can actually draft with the rookies your best ball team. It's super fun. UnderdogFantasy.com. Use the promo code SGPN. Get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN and over under, aka player props. In their pick'em contest, good for daily games for NBA and the NHL. They got you covered. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN.
You been getting into the puck prop, Sean? Not yet?
All over it. All over the.
And I need to apologize to Easy in the YouTube chat. I'll stop looking at Wikipedia. I'll start listening to you.
I like Easy's comment. If you want to win bets, just bet racist, says Colby.
Colby does not reflect the values of SGPN.
Just to be clear,
Look, I'm not racist. I'm just saying. Look,
you're just pro racism.
It's a tough environment to go into, and you have to expect
because
racist
it's racism. Because
they're
it's racist.
fired up. They'll say anything, and it's tough.
And that's why, like Logan, Utah is not on the list of places that the college experience wants to travel to.
Yeah,
he stands with Air Force, but he's picking Utah State.
Yeah, there we go.
6 p.m. on the West Coast, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We got Boston College coming to town, who's been the bane of my Hokies' existence. Very horrible to lose that fucking band.
How
of
do you lose
private
the Boston
school
Every
College?
year. This isn't a 1 year
I know.
thing. Mike Young hasn't figured out the Golden Eagles.
Because, and I know some of this has happened in Blacksburg. It's that weird road trip up to BC, where it's just an absolute lifeless city when it comes to colleges and universities. A shot at Boston there. Pittsburgh laying 12 here, big number. I mean, what's the handicap, Colby?
It just seems too obvious to take Pitt the way that they're playing, but BC did win the last matchup by 20. But
Revenge spot for Pittsburgh then? I think in the ACC there aren't. Who are the truly great teams in the ACC right now?
well, Pitt's playing for the ACC championship right now. I think we have to take Pitt.
All right, so Boston College.
No, I'm taking BC. 12 points
Hold
is
on,
way too much.
hold on.
Pitt's his first right
Sean,
now.
before you do that,
Yeah.
So for whatever reason, we know why Boston College steps up against Notre Dame every year, because it's that whole like, oh, you're a better Catholic institution. I want to show you. Well, they beat both Notre Dame twice. They beat my Hokies, which, as Colby points out, seems to be some sort of a systemic issue. All right, so let's eliminate those ACC victories. They beat Louisville at home and they beat Clemson at home. The Clemson victory was a big head scratcher. Again, weird home, but they're on the road here. I think there's a chance they get absolutely murdered.
I'm taking Pitt. Look, Pitt's in first place. They're playing for first place. They got the tiebreaker on Virginia.
Boston College is not a good. It's like Boston Scott, Sean. He performs well against the Giants. He doesn't always perform well in other games. But shout out to the books for knowing he was going to have exactly 8 yards. That's amazing. Yeah, I think taking the points is a little cute here. I think as far as just a raw matchup, I mean, Colby nailed it. You have a better team with more to play for, and so danger to lay all the points, I guess, but lay the points.
Give me a dog.
Back-to-back situations where Sean's taking all these points.
He's riding with them because they're the Eagles.
Oh no!
Thought he would have learned something.
We were told not to bring that up today. Wait, so did you not get the
I
memo?
didn't get that email.
Throw this hot coffee on Colby.
Did you not get the memo about what
Colby's cool with hazing, right, Ryan? Just pour some hot coffee, some scalding hot coffee on him.
I got hot tea here. All right.
You ever been imprisoned before? Felt the cool. All right, let's move on. 6 p.m. on the West Coast, Norman, Oklahoma. Kansas State heads to town where Oklahoma is laying a point. I think this was one of those spreads that, it could probably go either way. Wouldn't be surprised to see Kansas State favored by a point potentially, but I think just the recency and the way that Oklahoma is, I don't know, is our guy Moser on the right track finally? We were saying he should come home.
We got a losing record, but they did beat Bama, who looks.
It just seems like they're not.
There's speculation he's going to take the Notre Dame job.
That would be back home, close enough.
But
assuming Oklahoma does open as a home favorite, 2-7 ATS as a home favorite.
So this is where we were. I think Colby kind of felt he didn't think Kansas State was going to be a favorite in this one. I don't want to blame Colby.
I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter. Kansas State has just been kind of almost an auto play ATS, 17-8.
Jamie Dixon.
This just seems like a spot where they show up. They're decent on the road too. I do think Kansas State's the better team. I just feel like Oklahoma just got drilled by Kansas. I think the Sooners get up at Lloyd Noble Center.
They have not won a road game since they went back-to-back against Texas and Baylor.
So they're due. I don't know. I just like this Kansas State team. Oklahoma's horrible at offensive rebounding. They turn the ball over a bunch on offense. I mean, Kansas State's defense, 39th in the nation at turnover percentage. Oklahoma's offense, 298th. You're going to get a bunch of free extra possessions, and that's how you win on the road. I really like Kansas State here.
Colby?
I'm going Sooners, man. I just think that, Kansas State's in the tournament. I know that the chat's saying, well, they're still playing for the Big 12 championship. That's fair, but Oklahoma's playing to make the NCAA tournament. This is a huge game for them. This is a must win for them.
But do you think they have what it takes?
I do.
And Easy wants an update on the. Do we have a racism handicap in
Oklahoma? Well, I haven't been.
Ken Pom should add that to his 4 factors list.
I haven't been personally told that, but if I was to place bets on,
we need lit factor, and we need like some sort of acronym. Like it stands for something like RACE, but it stands for
I
like
like
some
that. The race meter
coefficient can be the C, efficiency can be the E. We'll get there.
I like
it.
The rush meter, the Rush Limbaugh meter.
I know early I said home teams, and then I took a couple road teams, but I do like the idea of taking Oklahoma here in a little bit of a shocking spot because Sean's right. They've not been a good team, and I'm worried for our guy Porter Moser, but maybe he can close it out and get that Notre Dame job. Move on to greener pastures up north. Kansas now heads to Oklahoma State, where back-to-back games in Oklahoma, Stillwater. Kansas laying 2.5 here.
And if you guys remember this on New Year's Eve, Oklahoma State probably should have won in Lawrence. They did not get a call. It was a really bad, they got hit in the face and they missed it on a layup.
Can we trust Kansas on the road here? Oklahoma State's not been good as a dog, but part of me just wants to lean into them at home, especially with this defense. You get that nice push there.
I'm with you. Something about Oklahoma State right now. They've won 5 straight. They just went on the road to Ames and won. They are playing really good basketball right now.
6th in the country in adjusted defensive efficiency.
And they did that without Avery Anderson. Sign me up. I'm going to take the Cowboys to continue to stay red hot. I feel like Kansas is due for a tough game, and Oklahoma State played them so well in Lawrence. I think they get them here in Stillwater.
It's another Saturday, Tuesday, back-to-back road spot.
They should just put the whole Big 12 in the tournament.
I mean, you keep campaigning for it. It wouldn't be the worst thing. The Big 12 teams generally show up. I would say this. I would say this is another one where I wonder if our projection is a little off. I wouldn't be shocked if. So you would be
getting more points.
You
right?
would no. You would
really.
You don't think you would be surprised, or would you be surprised if Oklahoma State came close to being the favorite in this game?
I would be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Recency bias is a real thing in college basketball, and I think that draws people into Oklahoma State here. I think 2.5 is a great price. We take them. We give the Discord Kansas -2.5, and then we brag about all the CLV we get when Oklahoma State is.
I don't know. I don't know if it'll be 2.5. I think it would be closer to like 1.5. But
oh wow.
No, I'm saying
you know what? We need to include Sean in the committee meeting next week.
I think they will be a dog, but I don't think it'll be 2.5. I think that's a hair high for me.
You know why?
Either way, I'll take it.
You know why it might be though, guys, is Avery Anderson, who is their 3rd leading scorer, is out.
Okay. Great information. Should have started with that.
Yeah.
6 p.m. on the West Coast. We're heading to Madison. Do they jump around at the basketball games too?
I think so. Okay. I don't think it's the same, but I mean,
so it won't be as lit as a football game versus Michigan. This is a secondary sport up there. Michigan catching a point.
No, this is the dust up rematch. Last year, this is the slap fest. Greg Gard against Juwan Howard. Remember?
I now I do. Now that you brought it up,
this is great. Just a dust up 2.0, right?
You did mention that we were covering dust up 2.0 before the show, and I don't think I connected the dots. So this matchup certainly will mean more then. Have we had any hilarious questions from the media to either coach before the game where they're forced to talk about it?
But this is a gigantic game because both these teams are on the outside of the bubble right now. So
bubble watch.
Yeah, this is a game where like every possession matters. I think this place will be lit because of the circumstances there. Race meter. I don't really know. I mean, obviously, Sean, I know Milwaukee's had its history.
It's the North. It's fun.
I read Malcolm X. I know that he was in Milwaukee, and that was
everyone covered.
What
this
is
in like
why is Wisconsin so bad at home? ATS 2-9. How are you 2-9 ATS if you're Wisconsin?
That is true. I mean, normally they're pretty fire at home, so they're not the same.
Their
team.
offense is just horrible. No offensive rebounding. I mean, that their program normally relies on that kind of stuff.
Wow.
349th in the country. 2 points they suck. Free throw. They're bottom of the country, 65%. I mean, Michigan is sub 70%, but they're almost 5% better than Wisconsin.
They're saying 6.8 on the rush meter.
Oh, is that what we're calling it?
The rush meter, the Rush Limbaugh meter, 6.8. I would say Wisconsin's going to get this one.
Really? Why do you like Wisconsin? They're just, to me, I can't play them at home.
Here's the logic:
give me the Wolves.
is Llewellyn is out for the year for Michigan. Their guard play. You saw it in the Indiana game. Right down the stretch, they should have had an easy dunk to Hunter Dickinson, and they probably would have won the game. But their guard play is inexperienced, and I on the road in a tough environment, playing a slow-paced Virginia-style team in Wisconsin. Give me the Badgers to get it done.
I mean, it probably comes down to the 3-point line for Wisconsin. So there's plenty of versions of home teams in conference play where they're hitting their shot, and like you said, the inexperience on the outside. That's going to cost them 4.8 points according to my model. Wisconsin laying a point. Rush meter. We can do better than rush meter. I'm not.
I like the rush meter.
I'm not.
I think it sounds good.
7 p.m. on the West Coast. We're going to late night basketball. Albuquerque.
So wait, to confirm, Ryan, you're on Wisconsin.
I'm on the home team, Wisconsin. Yes. Albuquerque, New Mexico. New Mexico laying a big number here, 13. Wyoming. I think you mentioned someone important is out for.
Yeah, I mean their whole team.
Okay.
Take a look at this injury report for Wyoming.
Are those all opt outs? Is this college football bowl
They
season?
kind of did have a couple opt outs.
Normally, I'd be scared maybe a little bit off New Mexico here because of the big number, because they're playing a shitty Wyoming team with everyone out. But the fact that they're coming off that loss to Air Force, a game they should have won, I think Pitino's gonna have them at full attention. I mean,
I'm all over it, man. This is a 9.5 on the meth meter too, in Albuquerque. There,
green chili flavored meth.
I think meth could actually be worked in as the rush meter. I think we just gotta alter a couple of the acronyms. I think there's a hard overlay there.
Something to monitor. Eddie House's son, former Boston Celtic and Miami Heat player Eddie House. His son Jalen House missed the Air Force game. He's one of the best players on the team. Game time decision with the hamstring injury. Any chance that happened? With at
a diner?
Yeah, little sexual encounter.
Well, I mean, Sean, you've spent some time in Albuquerque. Favorite diner in Albuquerque? What's your go-to meal at a diner in Albuquerque?
Oh, you get the green chili omelet.
Green chili.
What
omelet.
is that? The sopas after with the honey, the biscuits with the
those
honey.
are good.
I've heard that's what Pitino calls it to the waitresses. You want to check out my green chili? Spicy. Yeah,
is a disgusting act.
The way Colby showed me the injury report for Wyoming was one of disgust. Like, why are they even representing college basketball with this fucking filth roster? I'll lay the points. I'm a fan of Pitino. Nothing to add.
Got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, lock it up. They're such the better team, and it's tough to build a situational spot for Wyoming. Either.
So the Discord's on NC State, Butler, Kansas, and Wyoming. Last one, San Jose State, UNLV. We're heading to Vegas, which actually Sean and I are headed to Vegas.
Yeah,
but not on Tuesday night when this game's going to be played. 7 p.m. local time. UNLV laying 5.5.
Meth meter on this one, I'd say 7.
No, we don't say bad things about UNLV.
No, I'm saying in Vegas though.
We don't say bad things about Vegas. What are you talking about?
Really? There's a lot of meth out there, right?
In the tunnels.
I feel like the whole desert on the West Coast is potential meth
because you can't grow. You
7.2.
You can't grow plants. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And there's no cow shit to grow stuff on. So
yeah, I'm a big UNLV guy, man. I think the UNLV 90 team is the best college basketball team I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, I once watched the college basketball games with the towel biter himself in person at the old.
He's a true DGen.
At
true
the old
DGen, right?
Bam, Legacy Stadium. Remember that at the Palazzo? He was like the guest one time when we were in there watching the games, and he just sat front row.
I've seen Coke meter 9.7.
I mean, there's probably more cocaine than meth in Vegas. You think?
Depends what part of Vegas.
Yeah, it's about to say. I've been. You go to some certain parts of Vegas. I can see the meth.
You start walking around Fremont Street.
Above ground.
You're in meth country.
I'm saying there's more coke above ground.
Oh, well, if you're talking about the secret subway caverns of below. I mean, you got some methy reptiles.
I want someone
methy.
I hope.
Great adjective.
If you're listening in the tunnels, if you're in the tunnels and
we
listening,
probably have
please
some
call
listeners that live in the tunnels underneath Vegas. I mean,
I want a report.
I looked at the Spotify report.
If we have any methy listeners out there in the tunnels of Vegas, please.
It is great. Spotify.
We will autograph any teeth. If you lose a tooth. Doing meth, feel free to mail it into our studio. We'll autograph that, send it back with an SGP mini helmet.
Sean will do the tooth stuff. UNLV laying 5.5 here. San Jose State has some pretty bright red colors on their defense, Sean.
They won the first matchup though in San Jose. It's a revenge spot.
But we know what that. Well, and here's kind of the matchup to circle for me. On paper, UNLV should be able to turn over San Jose State repeatedly, and generally turnovers turn into easy buckets. Easy buckets turn into a small lead, turning into a big lead. This is really one of those matchups where you're just handicapping if the height's going to be a problem.
Chat's cracking me up with the tooth thing. They're holding it to.
Oh,
They're
see,
holding it to
now,
you, Sean.
now someone's gonna send a fucking tooth to the office.
Send it in.
And Sean's gonna act like he
Send
had
it
nothing
in.
to do
Ryan.
with it.
Ryan will autograph
No,
it.
I don't do teeth. I don't even. Not even. Like, listen. I'm not. Let's just put it this way. I may masquerade as other fictitious fun characters out there during holiday times. Not the tooth
I have
fairy.
no idea.
How do you do the whole
Can't
name
touch
on a
tooth.
tooth? This has to be just a quick SG, right?
No, it's just X.
Yeah.
It's a big. I'm assuming it's a big tooth. I'll get a little chisel.
This is just getting worse and worse.
San Jose State's good on the road. ATS 6-4, at least better than. I don't know. I'm just scared about UNLV as a home favorite of. I don't know. Like this just doesn't seem like their spot.
Is there more meth in San Jose or Vegas?
No. San Jose has probably low on the meth meter from my experience in San Jose, right?
All right, look, you know what? This whole handicap makes me suspicious and think we should take San Jose State.
I'm all over San Jose State. To Colby's point, I get it's a revenge game for UNLV, but I just think they don't match up well against the San Jose State team. And San Jose State's good on the road. ATS, they take care of business. San Jose State 5-1, or no, sorry, UNLV 3-7 as a home favorite. Like they're a team that's scrappy, but you can't take them in situations where they're scheduled to win. Ryan, as part-time Vegas locals, know you're not supposed to take UNLV when you think they're going to win.
Yeah, and like you said, I think these teams match up hilariously against each other. Both teams' strengths are the other team's weaknesses.
I think San Jose State's alive.
I'm gonna ride the Rebs. I just think it's situationally. They're coming off the San Diego State ass whooping. They need this win more than San Jose State, but I don't have a. I think this is a. You make an interesting case because of the contrast in styles.
It's a height. Yeah, it's like height versus like. Are they going to be able to turn? Is UNLV going to be able to turn San Jose State over and get easy buckets before they're set? And or is San Jose State like basically San Jose State? The way that you typically beat them is you hit your 3-pointers.
San Jose State 350th in pace. They play slow, and then you got UNLV 89th in pace. You know what I mean?
So that's it, right?
Like Colby's
going fast, going slow.
Colby's
boom.
pace act out was pretty good.
If you turn, you know what? Give me. I'm gonna take Vegas is the team I would pick if I wasn't just trying to be cute and go the other direction because it doesn't seem right. Give me UNLV.
Wow.
Thomas and Mack Center might be lit.
It will not be lit.
No.
No.
They like you. UNLV is their one true local team.
Yeah.
Well, they got the Tark statue there with the towel.
They're one true local team.
Time for the Lock Dog and Bonus Lock, brought to you by SportsGamblingPodcast.com/WynnBet. Kramer, what do you got for the folks?
All right. So I think the lock situation, it starts out pretty easy for me. I love this Missouri team catching 6 points. We'll throw that in the lock pile. For my second lock, thank you for that. I feel pretty strong. I'll take a second road team here. I think Creighton is just a better team. They're going to go to Providence. They're going to shock the world. And then for my dog, home dog, probably going to be a short home dog. I like the upset against Kansas here. Give me Oklahoma State.
Okay. What do
I said that like I was going to say more, but that's it. Missouri, Creighton locks, Oklahoma State. Dog.
Lock number 1, New Mexico -13.
Wow.
No, this is just a situation spot for them. They're going to destroy Wyoming, and then Ed Cooley at home, system play. Don't need to think about it. Providence -1 for my dog. Give me the San Jose Spartans to get an outright victory.
San Jose State, please. I don't want to get a bad review.
What did I say?
San Jose.
I said San Jose State.
No, just San Jose.
Yeah, you said like the San Jose Sharks. You know what I mean?
I said San Jose Spartans.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Are they not the Spartans?
They're the San Jose State Spartans.
So if I said San Jose Spartans, someone would not know what I'm talking about.
Someone might call you an asshole.
They might be pissed. It might be the Bill Snyder situation all over again.
Not very lit in San Jose. I don't know that anyone would say that.
That's what's in Vegas.
Wait, did you do your bonus lock?
He's all in.
Providence -1.
He stole your Ed Cooley lock.
Well, no, that is my top lock. We're going Providence -1. The bonus lock. You can't fade racism. All right, give me Utah State -10. Look, that place is gonna be. I don't know that this is like. I feel like there are other matchups in the Mountain West are the more racist games.
Oh, interesting.
But I still think it's It's a tough place to go into, and State's going to roll. And then money line play, we got to go the Qs.
Oh boy.
No. Wait, is there a better dog for me? Yeah, we'll go Qs.
Yeah, Q's a good dog.
Q's is your dog. All right. Q's.
He's 100% gonna be annoyed with Q's and rooting for NC State in that one.
No, I can't root for NC State.
No.
Yeah.
Round robin, putting it together. What do we got? What do we got cooking? Syracuse.
I think it's easy. I think it's Syracuse, Oklahoma State, New Mexico.
Ooh, I like it.
It's kind of a fade the Discord parlay, but
so and Syracuse, Oklahoma State money line, and then New Mexico -13. That feels like a sweet round robin. Because even if you and I think between Syracuse and Oklahoma State, yeah, if you're 2-1, you still probably get a nice little cash there. Either way, doesn't matter. We're gonna be going 3-0.
And for the record, I think we figure out an acronym with meth to determine that extra home edge. And then I think the second part of it is we call it the Rush Limbaugh parlay, the Rush parlay. If you ever want to deploy that on the college basketball experience, you get a couple really racist spots going together. Parlay them.
Yeah. Oxford, Mississippi.
We got through it. We figured we came out with a good name. I like it.
Hey, toss us a nice rating and review on Apple Podcasts. Always giving away random gift cards to awesome reviews. Thanks for everyone for all the entries for the Super Bowl big game squares. Again, we'll be emailing the winners, and congrats to the winner of the $57 or 57 bets contest. Tweeted that winner out at Gambling Podcast.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green, and he is Ryan.
Football starts real soon, guys. Don't worry. We'll be back in the streets.
Kramer, let it ride. Dong, dong, dong.
Terrific snatch.